Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Ishar from GMS Mississippi Gulf Coast. Before I get started, I just want to give infinite honor and glory and praises to the Most High, His Son Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing this truth with all faith and all righteousness and all sincerity. To you, I say shalom. All right. This is a quick lesson through the Rakah Kodesh, man. You know, just going into we live by this word, man. That's our understanding. You know, that's a quick testimony, man. I was just talking to Eve earlier. My Eve, and it was something that one of her family members, her sister, was going through or whatever, and she was kind of giving me the rundown. She was like, I told them to talk to you, you know, because you know a lot, you know, and you know the humility in me just pretty much let her know, like, I don't know enough, but the things that I do know, to the best of my ability, is the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man, you know. And really, pretty much that's what I live by, you know. And when I get understanding on things and get the spirit to do things, it's all of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man, you know. And that's real, you know. What I told her was honest. All things are through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man, you know. Like the Lord said, acknowledge me in all this. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me get that before I get this. You know, because that's something we must do, man. Always acknowledge the Lord is the reason why we are, you know. Our whole existence, our understanding, the things that we do, it comes from the Lord, man. Slakia. I'm gonna get it. Proverbs 3:6, it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. You know, that's the Lord. The Lord gonna direct us, man, in the right direction every time. All we gotta do is give it to him. Give him the praise and the glory. All right. Give that, like the scripture tell you, man, give that burden to the Lord. You know, and that's what we do in this thing, man. You know, because we understand it's not of us. It's of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Okay. But like I was telling them, man, you know, I just live by the words of the Lord, man. You know, and Lord willing, I continue. You know, and I know I'd be directed and be able to do the things that I need to do. You know, the things that I need to survive. You know, and all that. This is Matthew 4:4. You know, coming from you know, our big brother Yahushai, man. Told that devil, man. It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out the mouth of Yahweh. Okay. And that's what we live by. Okay. And we must continue to live by, man. By this word, man. This engrafted word which is able to save our souls. And it will, man. As long as we continue. You know? And I got live in the online etymology, and it says to be alive, have life, continue in life. You see what I'm saying? It says to experience, to supply oneself with food. Okay, and this is our food. This is our life. Okay, and as long as we continue in it, we will continue to live. You see? As long as we continue in with what we have, like the scripture says, hold on fast to what thou hast, man. Okay? And we must hold on to living by this word. Okay? The words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we will live. We won't be destroyed, man. Okay? This is Joshua 1:8. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. Okay, so we must meditate day and night, man. All right, on this word and apply it. That's how we have success. That's how we get through things. That's how we continue to be led in the righteous path, man. It's by continuing processing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, in our minds, in our lives, man. You know, so we can live. Okay. This is Psalms chapter 1, verse 2. It says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord Yahweh, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And we must delight in this word, man. Okay? And meditate day and night on it. Think upon it. No matter what we're doing, man. No matter what we're going through. We must continue to have the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, in our minds, man. So we can continue to apply them. All right? And live by them. Because this is real nourishment to the soul, man, to the spirit. That's the good success. That's the prosperity that we have, man. When we apply this word and we live by it. This is Psalms 119 and 104. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way, right? The precepts, we get understanding, man. Matter of fact, let's get understanding. Real quick in online etymology. This King David said, through thy precepts, the words. Bear with me. Phone moving a little slow. Ain't even get it. Salakia, this phone glitching. About to pay it off. That's when it gets to doing all this stuff. Esau gets to making the phone mess up and jump. There's understanding in the online etymology. It says comprehension. Understanding, it says wise, also spirituality, enlightened, knowing, skillful, attentive, intelligent. This is how we become skillful. Like going back to what I was talking about, man. You know, my Eve was trying to tell her sister, like, you know, she basically was trying to tell her, like, I'm skillful and I'm handy, you know, to ask me about it, you know. But at the end of the day, man, it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. I am, you know. I am good in those things, you know. Because half the time, Jake just be freestyling. Jake just be, you know, just doing something, you know. But that's a talent, though, you know. But it all comes from the Lord, man, you know. And all we do is just through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, live by Yahweh Shem Yahushai's word, man. You know. But it says spirituality, enlightened, knowing, skillful, okay, intelligence. You know, that's all through the precepts, man. Again, back to it. It says, through thy precepts, I get understanding. Okay. Through thy precepts, you get the understanding. You get the skill. You get the intelligence. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Okay, this is our duty. Let's get duty in online etymology. While I'm at it, might as well. You know, this is our whole duty, man. It's to serve the Lord, man. And we serve the Lord by what? Doing what he has left for us to do, man. And we got that through our precepts. Okay. Duty. It says obligatory service, that which ought to be done. Okay. So we ought to live by this word, man. That's why it says this book of the law, what I read in Joshua 1 and 8, it says, shall not depart out of thy mouth. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. So it must be done. Okay, we must live by this word, man. Okay. Back to duty. It says, our service, that which ought to be done also the force that which is morally right. This is the right thing to do. Okay? It says proper, just, that which one is bound by natural, moral, or legal obligation. But you get the point, man. Okay, this is our duty to live by the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. Again, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Shema Shai, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, we are servants. Okay, and we must serve, and we must do what the Lord said to do. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that. This is Leviticus 25:55. It says, for unto me, the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord Yahweh, your power. Okay? So we are servants unto the Lord. So we must serve. Okay, real quick, let's just get servants. Okay, a servant is a person who performs duties. There go duty again. Duties for others. Well, no, for the Lord. Now, we are servants to the Lord, as it says. It says, especially a person employed in the house or domestic duties, or a personal attendant, helper, attendant. But we are a servant. We are to perform the duties that is written. All right, the words that are written of the Lord, man. Okay. And that's how we make our way prosperous. That's how we become skilled laborers. That's how we are able to do the things that we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay, but it starts by applying. Okay, being a doer of this word. Okay. And with that, I just want to close out and give infinite honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing this truth without faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you I say shalom.